Another reason I'm happy this tour is happening is I know you had health scares and there were tours last year that were canceled or postponed, so I want to talk to you a bit about that, about what exactly happened and how you're feeling now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm able to tour. I still am on blood thinners. I just have like scarred veins that are creating blood clots, but I bounce back pretty quickly, knock on wood. But yeah, no, I'm good. I'm excited for this summer's tour and everything's all good.
What exactly happened for people who'd be watching this who don't necessarily know what happened last year with the health scares you had?
Well, a school bus ran a red light and hit me, going about like 30, 40 miles per hour. I had my son and one of his best friends in the car. And then I just had a medical procedure that went wrong where I got stuck like 40 or 50 times with a needle trying to find a vein, which created blood clots and gave me a staph infection that I didn't know about until about a week later.
Was there ever any risk that you would lose an arm or lose use of an arm, or basically have your mobility and ability to drum be affected?
I think the biggest concern was a blood clot going to my heart, my lungs, or my brain. And I didn't know. I was playing drums, like hitting things, doing a lot of like explosive exercising. So I had no idea until I got home, went to an emergency room, and they told me I couldn't drive anywhere and I got admitted to a hospital. So that was kind of like how I found out. I had no idea. I just kind of had a weird show in Vegas and I wasn't sure what was going on. And then come to find out I had staph and about like 40 to 50 blood clots in my right arm and like 10 to 20 in my left arm.
So what was the prognosis at that time? Did people think in, less than a year you'd be playing on the road?
I did.
Yeah, I obviously like safety first, but once I was on blood thinners and, I had great doctors and a great team behind me, like giving me advice and stuff, I just started playing again, and I'm very good about taking my medication and stuff, and anything could happen. I just got to keep moving.
It's like you don't seem to have slowed down. Like, what's your secret?
Yeah, I just don't take no for an answer. And unfortunately, with my condition, with my blood clots, like, knock on wood, if something did happen, if a blood clot did move, it's not like I'd have a chance to do anything about it. I guess from my history, like the stuff I've overcome, like my plane crash and stuff like that has just given me strength to overcome stuff. Little things like this happen, and I can't let them be like so big or just take over my life to where I give up.
Do you have any stories about fans that have reached out to you, whether it's DMs, Twitters, meet and greets, to sort of talk about how you've inspired them?
Yeah, I get a lot of people that hit me up that read my book that said, I was like struggling with addiction, or I was struggling with losing my mom, or I was in a horrific accident. I was also burned, I get a lot of burn survivors because I had like 65% of my body burnt in the plane crash, so I feel like a lot of them reach out, and I'm pretty good. I go to like the Grossman Burn Center in Los Angeles, where I was in the hospital for several months, and I'll visit patients there, and I'm really close with Dr. Grossman over there still. So I feel like giving back and having that communication with people that are in the burn center keeps kind of me on track because I was there at one point.
And just in general, the camaraderie and the brotherhood you have here, how does that prop you up or hold you up? Because they've been through all this stuff.
I think since I've been in this band, I've always, not to the extent of like last year with my blood clots or my plane crash, I've always like gotten hurt. I've always been injured. We're all hit mark and I'll be like, yeah, I think I just broke my foot, but tour's still on. I'll see you in a week. Or I broke my hand, and so our band Plus 44, we did a whole entire tour with me playing with one hand. I recorded like game songs with one hand. I did AOL sessions with one hand. I think they're used to it. As long as I'm not dead, I think they know I'm on a tour.
Travis and I have been together for, we've known each other since about '97. And we've gone through band breakups and crashes and health scares and marriages and kids and divorces and everything. So Travis is probably the closest thing that I have to a brother in the whole world. It's family at this point. It's beyond just like, we play in a band together. It's, we've kind of been there through everything together. We were in a hospital in a burn center, and we've been on stage in Madison Square Garden together. So I don't think that there's much more that you can go through as a band than what we've overcome and what we've done.
Is there any irony in singing a song called What's My Age Again 20 years later? How does it feel differently to sing a song like that when you're older, basically?
Still feels the same as when I wrote it. I still feel like an idiot, and luckily we get to do what we love for a living, and we don't really have to grow up except when it comes to being responsible parents. But we kind of get licensed to be kids for the rest of our lives. Although I know that when I die, it'll either be what's my age again, or well, I guess this is growing up is going to be the title to my obituary.